What's good, FlexTube fam? The US and Iran just sat down for high-stakes nuclear talks in Oman, and let's just say it wasn't a love fest. On April 12, 2025, both sides talked for over 2 hours but barely moved the needle. President Trump's pushing hard for a deal to stop Iran's nuclear program. Will it work, or are we headed for trouble? Today, we're unpacking what went down, why it matters, and what's next. New to FlexTube? Smash that subscribe and let's dive in. All right, let's set the scene. Saturday, April 12th, just outside Muscat, Oman. U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and Iran's Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi kicked off talks about Iran's nuclear program. They went at it from 3:30 to 5:50 p.m. local time, over 2 hours. But here's the vibe. They didn't even share a room most of the time. Oman's Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi played messenger, shuttling between them, per Iran's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghai on X. They only spoke face-to-face for a quick minute at the end, with al-Busaidi there, according to Iranian state TV. No major breakthroughs, but they're not done. Both sides agreed to talk again next week. So what's the holdup? It's all about trust, and there's not much of that going around. Here's the core of it. Trump wants a new nuclear deal with Iran, and he's not messing around. Back in 2018, he pulled the US out of Obama's 2015 agreement, calling it weak. Now he's demanding Iran ditch its nuclear program completely. The White House says any deal's gotta include Iran scrapping its nuclear arsenal, with rock-solid checks to make sure they're not cheating. On Friday, Trump told reporters on Air Force One, "I want Iran to be a wonderful, great, happy country, but they can't have a nuclear weapon." Sounds warm, but there's a sting. He's warned of military action if talks fail. Oh, and the US just hit 5 Iranian entities and 1 guy with sanctions for backing the nuclear program. Iran's not thrilled, and they're not exactly rushing to say yes. Let's talk players. Steve Witkoff, Trump's Middle East envoy, led the US side. He's a deal maker. Trump's got him negotiating everything from Ukraine to Gaza. Witkoff told the Wall Street Journal the US starts with one demand. Iran's got to dismantle its nuclear program. But he added there's room for compromise if Iran proves it won't build a bomb. He's calling this trust building, not hammering out final terms yet. Iran's Sayed Abbas Araghchi isn't new to this. He's a nuclear talks veteran. Before Oman, he met al-Busaidi to lay out Iran's stance, thanking Oman for hosting. Iran says their program's for energy, not weapons, and they're not about to roll over. With both sides eyeing each other like hawks, no wonder they're stuck. But why's Oman in the middle? So what happens now? They're back at it next week, April 19th, in Oman. Here's how it could go. Option 1, a step forward. These talks were about feeling each other out, and they didn't crash and burn. If both sides chill on the threats, Trump's bombing talk, Iran's defiance, they could sketch a deal. Think limits on Iran's uranium enrichment with inspections, maybe easing some sanctions. Oman's a master at playing ref. They've brokered US-Iran deals before. Option 2, things get ugly. Iran's not keen on dismantling everything, and Trump's sanctions are poking the bear. If talks stall, Trump's hinted at strikes, and Iran's promised to hit back hard. That could spike oil prices, rattle the Middle East, and drag everyone into a mess. Trump's given Iran a tight deadline, some say 2 months, to agree or face heat. Next week's make or break for diplomacy. That's the pulse on the US-Iran nuclear showdown, FlexTube fam. Are we inching toward a deal, or is this headed for a cliff? Drop your take in the comments. I'm all in for it. If you vibed with this, hit like, share with your squad, and subscribe to FlexTube for more news that cuts through. Tell me, team diplomacy or team deadlock? Catch you next time.